Hello, hello, hello. Happy Thursday. We can feel the weekend, aren't we? Thank you all for joining us for our 53rd Town Hall. 53rd Town Hall. 53 weeks in a row almost that we are doing this Town Hall. Super happy to be here today, like every Thursday. And yeah, let's start with just see what's going on in the comments first. So hey to the Mix Club, how are you? Thank you for joining. Hey for procedural nodes 3D. um, we have Christopher here that asking in Facebook. He's asking to take the watermark off the free version. So right, to the chase, right? Not waiting even a second. So I can answer it pretty quickly. With all due respect, we are business. We need to make some profit. I think that our free plan is really, really, really generous. And this is what we decided to keep in the free plan. So when you upgrade, you take it off. I'm not saying it won't change forever, but for now, there is no plan to change that. With that said, our basic plan is really affordable. And yeah, I hope to see you one of our paying users. All right, we have Ben Holst. How are you, sir? I think long time no see, right? How are you? Good. Hello from Andujar Holdings. Hello, and Ben is saying I love Evmux. That's great. Perfect. Ben saying I'm forever a loyalist after my mom was able to successfully log in. All right. That's a good thing. That's a good sign that your mom was able to do that. I'm happy to hear that. The Reapel Room. Hello from Arizona. Wow, Arizona. What's going on in Arizona these days? And Ben is from Atlanta. Cool. Domino Entertaining is here. Thank you for joining. The Mix Club, I guess it's Illinois. Correct me if I'm wrong. Thank you for joining. RJ Sandefor saying, I'm finding Evmux inaccessible with a screen reader. I am blind. All right. I'm sorry. It's definitely something we need to add. All right. Andujar saying, please fix your green screen feature. I'm curious what's wrong with the green screen feature. Let me know. As far as I know, it's fully functioning. Let me know what's not working for you. And procedural node 3D, while I don't use a screen reader, I have known folks who do. Definitely should be done. Yeah, screen reader, you mean like, prompter, teleprompter? I'm curious what exactly you mean by that. All right, perfect. Oh, Christian is here. Hi, Christian. How are you? Thank you for joining. Cool. So thank you all for joining. And as you all know, I'll just go through quickly what we do in town halls. We have a topic which today is Spotlight Guests, which is a very new feature we just announced. And we have a very good video showcasing how to do that and why we think it's really important and a game changer, basically, for a lot of different use cases. And then after we show the video, we go directly into answering questions. So feel free to ask anything. It doesn't have to be specifically about the topic, about the spotlights. You can ask any questions, and you saw already that there were some questions in the comments and I were able to comment immediately. That's what we try to do in the town halls. Keep the connection as good as possible between us, the Evmux team, and you, our amazing community. Getting feedback on anything, on the Spotlight feature specifically, but on any other feature as well, any feature requests. This is how we grow. This is how we know how to prioritize. So it's really, really, really helpful. So with that, I think we can jump directly to talk about the Spotlight feature. I can tell you why I think it's a game changer. First of all, Spotlight, it's for the dynamic scene. Why? Because in pro scenes, you can already create the Spotlight scenes, and then you can play around between the different scenes. Let's say you have 3 guests, you can create a scene with the 3 guests, and then create scenes with 1 guest on the top, showing full screen, and the other 2 guests hidden on the screen but still part of the conversation. And then if someone is doing like a pitch and talking, answering a question for a minute or 2 or 3, you can spotlight this person. In dynamic, we didn't really have that. We had the ability to highlight, to put on full screen one of the guests or yourself, of course, but you couldn't make it as a conversation. Once you put someone on the stage at the full screen, only this person was heard. The others were basically on the backstage, which a lot of people told us that it's good in some use cases, but in other use cases they want to spotlight someone but still be able to hear the other people on the stage, so the conversation will be still going although there is one person on the stage. And also they wanted it to be very easy to make it happen. So I think we cracked it, and we found an amazing way to make the spotlight feature very accessible, very, very easy to use. And I'm curious to hear what you think about it. And I think that the best next step would be to show you the great video that Kerr created for us, explaining exactly how to use it and why it's so important. And then after that, we can dive into the questions, hear your feedback on topic and off topic. So let's go to the video.
Whether you produce shows for others or self-produce your own show, the ability to change the layout on the fly in a natural, organic conversation is critical. That's why this small but essential feature ad is a welcome change. Kirk Nugent here for Evmux, your live streaming sweet spot. And in this video, we'll look at spotlighting the speaker with a double click. Stay with us till the end, where we'll share a brief reminder about ISO. So here we are in the Evmux studio, and I've got my laptop, which is right next to me here, added to the studio with a camera that's connected to it over here. So both of those, you can see them in the bottom portion of the studio down here. And I'm going to add them both to the dynamic scene. And to be clear, this spotlighting feature is a dynamic scene feature. It's not a pro scene feature, it's a dynamic scene feature. In your pro scenes, you design them, you can crop them, you can move them all around. So your pro scene doesn't get this feature, y'all. So this is just for our dynamic scenes. But now we have 2 cameras on screen, and you can see me in both of them. So the basic gist of it is when you put your mouse on this screen, on this camera, you get a spotlight feature. Right? And you could just click the spotlight button, and that does make it big. You can click that again to cancel the spotlight, but you can actually just double click. And again, it works for the other one as well. We'll just double click, and again, double click, makes it smaller. And you can move them around if you want to move them in place. But literally, this allows you to change the layout dynamically as the conversation is happening during your live shows. One speaker might be making a point. You want to, spotlight them real quick, hence the name of the term, spotlight. You want to spotlight them real quick. And then the other speakers are still able to be heard even though the one speaker is full screen. And so as they start to talk or respond to whatever is happening, you can make that speaker small again. This person is making a point, you can spotlight them. Other speakers can be heard. As long as you have the speakers added to the screen, here I just have 2, but you could have 4, 5, 6, 7 speakers on screen. You can spotlight one of them by just double clicking on them, and all the other speakers are able to be heard. That is the spotlight feature in Evmux. Did you know if you enable local recording for your live show, you get a clean recording of each speaker/guest, even if you spotlight different ones throughout the show?
Yo,
No graphics, no overlays, lower thirds, comments, or banners. Just a clean recording that's perfect for repurposing.
That's what I'm talking about.
Just be sure that when you go live or hit record, you select the option that says Local Recording ISO. And when you're finished, simply wait for all videos to upload, which you can check by clicking the cloud icon at the top of the studio next to the broadcast channels option. When they're all at 100%, click at the bottom where it says View All Recordings, and you'll have all the videos available to you there. Broadcast and each guest. Gain more insights into Evmux features by watching these videos.
Okay, thank you, Kirk, for another great training video. And also, you saw in the video Kirk was generous to add another reminder of our capabilities with local recording, the uncompressed 4K up to 4K quality of the isolated speakers. So for post production, it's amazing. So also feel free to ask any questions about that. And yeah, let's go through the chat and see what you think about it. First of all, Ben, thank you for explaining more about screen reader. So that's for blind people. I didn't know that this is the term in English, to be very honest. So it's good to know. And definitely accessibility is something in live streaming in general and in content creation in general. I think it's huge. I think it requires attention, and I promise that I'll take it back home to the team and we'll see what we can do to make Evmux more accessible and to allow more people to create content. I think to begin with, if you will hear our town halls from the beginning, one of our main goals was to make content creation something anyone can do. It didn't come from the accessibility standpoint. It came from that there is a technology barrier and also financial barriers sometimes. Depends, on what you use, because things that are free are very complex. Things that are easy, not very accessible. I mean, financially. So we try to make it both very robust, allow you to do whatever you want, create content very easily, but also that it will be in a reasonable price. So accessibility is part of it, I think, and it's definitely something we need to pay attention to and to put effort on. So thank you for bring that up. It's really important. We have Gios Amigos. I hope that I pronounced it properly. Let us know where you're from, and thank you for joining. I think that's the first time I see you in the town halls, so thank you for that. We have National Beat Battle Association saying, "Hey, just join. I just join. Is it possible to do this in process scene? I guess you mean pro scenes as well. If not, will you guys make the pro scenes a double click option?" Okay, so I'll just try to make sure that we are on the same page here. Um, Pro scenes you create ahead of time before you start the show, and what's really nice with pro scenes that you can fully customize the look and feel of each and every scene, and you can really create the run of show with the scenes you create. For example, what I do in the town halls, I have one scene which is just the intro, the 5 minutes video that we play to begin with. Then I have a scene of the countdown with auto switch to myself on the screen. Okay. And then I have another scene of the video of Kirk, and then another scene ready for a screen share if I would like to share the screen. And then I have the outro video and the ending slide, everything in different scenes. And then when I'm live, it's one click of a button to toggle between them and to switch from one scene to another. Really easy. I don't need to recreate them on the fly. Everything is exactly as I wanted it to be, because I can, with drag and drop, I can really control the look and feel of each and every scene. Now, if I take it to the spotlight feature, I can really easily, let's say that we are here 3 people and not only me. Okay, so I can create a scene with the three of us, and then I create other scenes with each and every speaker full screen and the other speakers hidden behind this speaker. And then with not even double click, but what one click of a button, I can play the scene that one speaker is spotlighted. Okay, I hope that makes sense. With dynamic scene, we just didn't have that capability. We had the capability to make the speaker full screen, but not having the other speakers still on stage being heard behind the speaker. They were automatically on the backstage. And that's the big change. And also, we made it very easy to do on the dynamic scenes, but still in pro scenes, you can just. If you ask me what's better, I think pro scenes gives you more capabilities. It's more work before the show, but during the show, it makes things so simple and easy. So that's like the difference. I hope it makes sense. All right. National saying that he is from Atlanta. Thank you for joining from Atlanta. It's great. All right. Ben is saying, from what I understand from some of my blind friends who are musicians, there are some third party organizations who can work with dev teams specifically to translate software into accessible format. Amazing. I'll definitely take it back to the team. Feel free to share in our Facebook group. Just create a post on that, and anything any organization you think might help, be my guest. Please share it with us. It might just help us, to make the research quicker. It's a team effort. So thank you, again, showing the power of community and why it's so important in these town halls to be able to discuss and hear different ideas. Because with all due respect, small team in Evmux working tirelessly 24/7, we cannot think on anything. And you as content creators, you know a lot about the challenges you're facing, and then when you bring it up, it helps us to understand what needs to be done, what needs to be developed, and it's much more usable that way than we just think out of the box of what we think is what people need. Just hear it from the people. What can be better than that, right? Amazing. Okay, so feel free to ask more questions on the chat. I'll take the time here to tell you a little bit about what we would like to do in the future, and some really exciting stuff, small updates, but really, really cool updates that we did. I'll share my screen. Let me just make sure that I can do that here. I should be able to. I'm just sharing. Bear with me. Okay. Perfect. So you should be able to hear me. Let me know in the comments if it works fine. Shouldn't be a problem. Anyways, what I wanted to show you is a nice update we did to the banners. I know it's a very small thing, but a lot of people really asked about it for a long time. And we listen, as you know. And you can see that now under banners, you can change the order by simply drag and drop. Super, super easy, and I think super useful for a lot of use cases. So I invite all of you to try that. As you see, we are releasing features and updates almost on daily basis. It's pretty crazy what's going on Evmux these days. So you can drag and drop banners now, banners and tickers, of course, really easily. Let me know what you think in the comments. Another thing we did recently, I don't know, we didn't really announce it or something like that, and maybe you saw that, is the difference here that branding and the internal chat now on the bottom here, while layers, music, comments, and banners are on the top. The reason we did that, because when you go to, in the first place, when you went into dynamic, okay, branding was up and the layers of dynamic were part of the branding. It made a lot of confusion for people because branding is something that goes cross scenes from dynamic to proscenes. If I go to branding for a second, you can see that this is where I control the banners, the lower thirds, and then it also affects when I'm in proscenes, because also with proscenes I can run banners and I can have lower thirds. It's true that in proscenes I can customize the lower third per speaker, but the default is according to what I configure here under branding. So it made more sense to take it out of the layers of the dynamic scenes. What we did here in layers of dynamic scenes is keep it as simple as it was. So you have the logo, you have overlay, you have video clips and backgrounds, and that's it on dynamic. If you go to a pro scene here, okay, let's take this scene as an example. The layers are fully customizable. You can add as many layers as you want. You can play around with them. You can, change the order. Anything you knew about the process and layers, nothing had changed. We just put the branding that it's cross scenes at the bottom. Same idea for the internal chat. And then on the top, you have the comments. So chat is the internal chat with your speakers, and comments is what you get from social media. I'm really, really curious to hear from you what you think, about the new minor updates, but I think it makes a lot of difference. So really curious. Please let me know in the chat what you think. Oh, we have Darius in the house. Thank you, Darius, for joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So also curious to hear from you specifically, Darius, what you think about the updates. I hope that you got them. Kristen says that Facebook comments still doesn't work correctly. Let us know maybe in the Facebook group what you are facing. From what I know, it should work. And also, as you see, I can see your comment here, but definitely open to any feedback about that. I would like to take the time to update a little bit what's coming up in Evmux I don't know to say exactly when, but this is what we're working on very, very hard. And as you see, we work fast. So what's coming up really soon? We're going to simplify a lot of things in Evmux. So for example, the two screens you have when you run prosins, it will be optional. You will be able to have one screen if you would like. There are also a lot of simplicity things we're going to add. We're going to work really hard on the multi-camera. It's something that's coming up really, really soon, and you'll see what is multi-camera the way we see that. We think it's going to be very, very robust. And another thing we're working on very hard is the web sources. We hear a lot of folks really want web sources, the ability, to integrate Streamlabs, Stream Elements, and other stuff into Evmux. So, just keep in mind we are working on it very, very hard. And just trying to make sure that the experience is amazing, the stability is amazing. This is what we're trying to do here. And anything you do to spread the word, to make the community better, bigger, just let other people know why Evmux is the best tool out there, and the community of Evmux is the best out there. It's amazing. It really, really helps. We see that 2023 kicked off like crazy. Evmux is growing, more and more people getting to know Evmux. And this is what we need to get the energy to keep going, to keep developing, to bring more features. And please, please give us more ideas for features you would like to see in Evmux. It helps us so much. You cannot even understand how much we learn from how people use Evmux, what they would like to see, what they like, what they don't like, what's intuitive and what's not intuitive. Just improving every day a little bit more. So yeah, really, really excited for the future. Another thing worth mentioning, Evmux is 1 year old since we launched, and we are planning in the next month to have something, let's call it a very special town hall for the 1 year old of Evmux. If you have ideas of things you would like to see in this special episode, let us know. It will be nice. But anyways, we plan to have some big announcements to this 1 year town hall, and that's why we are waiting a little bit. We just want to have something big for the first year, and it's coming really, really soon. Before I wrap up, I'll go through the comments and see what we have here. So Darius is saying, "I'm loving the updates, man. If you love the updates, I can sleep well this tonight." So thank you for the comment. Christian saying web sources, yay. Yeah, definitely, yay. A lot of work there to make it work as we expect. Another thing I wanted to mention, if you all remember, we added the virtual backgrounds, and I think we announced it 2 weeks ago. And I promised you that we're going to improve a lot of things there. So please go and check. We added background that you can use. I mean, templates of backgrounds you can use from the system. Also, I think I announced it that we allow you also if you have a green screen, so we support it also through the virtual backgrounds, so you can have a very good quality of your background if you have a green screen. And also we improved a lot the mechanism. I mean, the way it really works after you change a background. It had some issues here and there, it was a little bit clunky, but we really, really improved it, so it works amazing. So if you tried and you didn't like it in the first place, give it another shot and let us know what you think. Really, really excited about what's going on, and the future of Evmux. Let's see what we have here. I don't know even how to pronounce this name. I'm sorry. Let me know. But the comment is, will we be able to move the camera to different corners during a live stream? I'm curious. What do you mean different corners? I think with pro scenes you can take your camera and create scenes that your camera in different locations on the screen, if that's what you meant. If I didn't understand correctly, which might be, let me know if you can clarify, please. Cool. Jen Vasquez saying, "Congrats on 1 year. I love Evmux as it's so helpful, looks so much better than the other streaming sites." Thank you very much. Thank you for the kind words. We're just trying our best. And yeah, it's a hell of a journey. Christian is saying, "I'm starting a blog to show your update history." Wow, that's phenomenal. Please share it with us, and as soon as it's ready. Amazing. Thank you. The Ripple Room saying, will Evmux be compatible with Stream Deck? Oh man, so Evmux is definitely compatible with Stream Deck. You can go to your settings in the studio, right next to, at the bottom, next to your camera and mic. And then you have on the left, there is a button, hotkeys, and this is where you can configure your Stream Deck. Also, great videos in our YouTube channel. You can just look for Evmux Stream Deck, and you'll see great videos explaining how to do that. All right. Christian is saying, "What is the actual anniversary date?" So Evmux was really started on, if I'm not mistaken, the live booster event was on the 17th of January, but I'm not even sure. Maybe I'm mistaken. But we tend to say that 1st of February is really when we really kicked off. So yeah, we can say 1st of February if you would like to be accurate. The Ohio podcast. Any plans to be able to stream to Rumble? So it's possible to stream to Rumble because we support Costume RTMP. So when you go to the broadcasting channel, you can select Costume RTMP and stream to your Rumble details. Currently, there is no integration with Rumble, but definitely something we will explore. I don't know if they even offer API for their live streaming, but definitely worth checking. Thank you for that. Ram saying, "Good morning." Good morning, sir. For me, it's good night. All right. Ben saying, "Happy birthday." Sorry, Christian saying, "My anniversary is January 17th too." All right, amazing. That's good. In the studio, I usually like to have my webcam in the top right corner when sharing screen, but it only goes in the bottom right. Yeah, so this is because you're using dynamic scenes. go to ProScenes and fully customize the way you would like the screen to look. You will be surprised what you can do with ProScenes. There are also great videos in our YouTube channel. I really recommend you, if you are new to Evmux, go to the YouTube channel of Evmux, search for Evmux ProScenes, search for how to make your streams professional. Just go through the playlists. You will find tons of amazing videos and training and tutorials to make sure that you are up to speed with what Evmux can make and really leveraging, all the amazing features we have. All right, Darius is saying Evmux works great with the Stream Deck. I use it all the time. Exactly. Thank you for mentioning that. National Beat Battle Association. I love your software too. Will it a plan for more gigs for uploads? 2 gigs is the max, correct? Cool. So yeah, good question. 2 gigs is the max per video, but with pro scenes, you can have multiple scenes with multiple videos, and then you can have scene number 1 with the first part of the video, 2 gigs, and then the second scene with the other part of the video, another up to 2 gigs, and you can do an auto switch between them. There is a great video in our channel. You can just look for Evmux auto switch, and you'll see, how easy it is. So basically, you're not really limited. Per video, you are limited to 2 gigs. Also, we have sharing local video. Just next to the share screen button at the bottom, you have the share local video. I'm not a fan of it because it's relying on your internet, but what's good about it, you can share videos without any limitation of the size or the length of the video, and then you just share it when you are live, but it's not being shared from the server, it's being shared from your machine, from your relying on your internet. So keep that in mind, but it's there and it's possible. All right. Kevin saying just subscribed, excited to learn. Amazing. I'm happy to hear that. And asking about best source for tutorials. So I think it's a good opportunity to say that for tutorials, for videos talking about Evmux, our YouTube channel is the best source. All of the tutorials going through our YouTube. Another great source is just search on YouTube for Evmux. A lot of amazing creators did a lot of great tutorials on Evmux outside of the Evmux channel. So both are great. Another great source is our Facebook community. Okay, so I have a banner ready for that. Become a part of our Facebook group. I truly recommend that if you're not part of the Facebook group, go there. There is an amazing community there. You have a question, they are answering. You see others asking questions, and you see what people reply to them, and you learn from that as well. Amazing community we have there. I'm a fan of our community. Great people, great minds, amazing content creators in the community. So I truly recommend you all to join there. Jamal Freeman, hi sir, how are you? Jamal is saying, love how powerful Evmux is continuing to become. I'd like to be able to change aspect ratios with some type of cropping feature in case you want to go live in vertical ratio versus horizontal. 100%. This is something we're working on very hard, to be able to go horizontal, not vertical. Just playing around with it. Definitely on the roadmap. Thank you for mentioning that. And Kevin saying, thanks for the advice. Just join Facebook group. I'm happy. You won't be sorry for that. Amazing. Cool. So guys, with that, thank you all for joining. The best part of the week for me to meet you all and answer your questions. So thank you for joining. I appreciate your time a lot. I appreciate you using Evmux. And yeah, let's keep the conversation going. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.
All right, I'm live. That was easy.